You were too good for me this morning.
Well done, you. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Thank you.
How many coaches did it have?
That's an amazing thing, isn't it? Who would have
Mad.
thought of a railway line going
It's
through a
bonkers.
football ground?
Yeah.
OK, thanks very much.
Oh, brilliant, thank you. It's an exclusive club of some of society's smartest. So is there anything you can do to help you, that we can do, in fact, to help you get into Mensa? It would be help if
Mensa.
I could speak properly.
Mensa,
Yes,
it's a
Mensa.
very clever people's society.
More schools are now putting their pupils forward for the test, and one of them in West London has been especially successful.
Yeah, it set a new record for the highest number of pupils gaining entry. How did they do it? BBC Asian Network's Anisa Kadri has been finding out.
If you take out that phone, then they can't hit you.
Yeah, they can't hit me. Exactly.
In the classroom on a day off,
Chess talk.
these children at the Heathland school in Hounslow have come in especially for a masterclass in chess. And a lot of them have recently qualified for Mensa. 12-year-old Norman Nadim got the maximum possible score of 162, and it took him some preparation.
I mostly used online puzzles and quizzes, and I also used verbal and non-verbal reasoning textbooks, and they helped a lot. I wasn't expected to do as well as I did.
This school's managed to get a record number of students into Mensa in one sitting. And figures from the last 5 years show that from the 7,500 or so students that have tried to get into the High IQ Society, around a quarter have been invited to join the club.
I found it difficult, but at the school I'm always supported and encouraged, so that really helped.
The Society's looking for people with an IQ in the top 2% of the population.
The makeup of the paper included analysing diagrams, sequencing and mathematical problems.
Almost half of the number of students Mr Gill put forward to sit the exam got into Mensa, a total of 56.
And it just goes to show parents can send their sons and daughters to local outstanding schools and grammar schools and independent schools. We can compete against with the most able students.
What are you going to do?
For people who join Mensa, a number of new event invites come their way, from academic talks to murder mysteries and paintballing.
Thank you ever so much, you've been brilliant.
Anisa Kadri, BBC News, at the Heathland School in London.
Well done to all of them. Joining us now is Chris Leake, who is the director of British Mensa. So I'm imagining that you are super clever, intelligent, bright, etc., able to solve everything. Are you pleased when that amount of children start getting into organisations?
Yeah, I'm delighted. I think Mensa's got a lot to offer to the youngsters, and it's good to see schools taking an interest in the bright kids.
Well, what does Mensa have to offer?
What it's got to offer, range of things. First of all, it provides a community. It gives the brightest youngsters a chance to interact with peers on the same intellectual level and the same ages. That can be either in person, it can be at some of the Mensa gatherings, either regional or national, or it can be online. We've got a forum for the under-18s.
How is it that your tests prove intelligence? Is that what, I mean, are these tests waterproof, I want to know, I suppose?
The tests are consistent, so they provide reliable results. I mean, there's some debate as to exactly what they measure.
Yes.
You've also got to look at the broader range of skills. So, IQ, intelligence, is certainly a significant factor, but there's for schools, there's a slew of other things. There's the how hard are the youngsters working? How focused are they?
OK, let's just have a go at one or two of the Mensa questions. Here's one we posed earlier. Which three-letter word can be attached to the end of finger and to the beginning of toe to give a longer word in each case? Now, we did raise this earlier, so we can give out the answer pretty much straight away. And the answer, Lou, is...
You can give it.
OK. Tip.
Yes.
So tip-toe...
Is that the kind of question... yes, and fingertip.
Yes.
Is that the kind of question that they would have been answering then?
That would be one of the types of questions.
Yes.
We'll do a range of questions. Some will be numerical, some will be shapes, some will be verbal.
We've got another one then.
We'll come to another one in just a second. It's interesting also that once or twice they have found that children who were dyslexic still did very well on the IQ test.
Got a very good example of that. had a youngster a while back who was doing averagely in school, middle of the road, was tested to see what his IQ was. Turned out he wasn't in the top 2%, it was the 1 in 1,000 level.
Wow.
But he was also had a form of dyslexia. And what was happening was he was so bright, he was compensating, he was coming over as middle of the road, not bad, so he wasn't the teacher's didn't see him as any sort of problem. He was capable of a huge amount more. So once that was identified, then the school can start intervening and helping out.
OK, should we give another question to everybody? OK, so what, in this sequence, which number is the odd one out? 72, 36...
Well, we've given you the answer already before we've actually given you the question, which isn't terribly intelligent, but there we go.
93, 18 and 54.
I'll tell you what the answer is. It's 93. In an instant.
There's a slight typo in that one.
Yes.
I think it's
Yeah.
Yes.
OK, so we've not done very well on setting our own tests. Do you think it's a good idea for more schools to test their children's IQ like that?
Yes, I think it is. It gives the schools a good idea of the potential for the youngsters, which isn't always identifiable. You know, the class clown may be one of the brightest kids in the class. If the youngsters get bored, if they're in they tend to learn very, very quickly. So they then may find the lessons repetitive. If the school identifies that, then they can co-locate.
I suppose in some ways what I want to ask is, can people practice for the test? Do you see what I mean? Can they get past, learn the way that you ask the questions or not?
To a limited extent.
Right.
You can, one of the... You might improve marginally,
yes.
And it's useful to go and practice just so you're used to the format. But
is it speed as well?
But outside of that, no. It's speed's an element. The questions will vary. It's a mental agility, and one nice thing is there's a range of IQ tests, but the results tend to be consistent across them. So it's. And they're also very, very good good indicator, certainly of a scholastic achievement. Kids who do well on the IQ tests certainly have the potential to do very well in the school, university.
OK, well, thank you very much. It's very interesting talking to you. We'll find out what happened. What did I do? I just gave it away, did I?
No. It wasn't you. It was wrongly laid out. Don't worry. It's OK. You're still in the club.
I'm not that one.
It's 30 minutes to 9 now. The weather from somebody whose meteorological intelligence knows no bounds. Morning, Karen.
Thank you, Billy. Good morning. This morning it's a cold start to the day. I've actually just been looking at the temperatures. It's -4 at the moment in Altnahara. It's still 12 Celsius in St Mary's. So we've got a really diverse range of temperatures. Cold enough for some for a